Bang, we're in. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode, all about social media marketing for your business. And I was thinking a lot about this morning in the gym and thinking about what to say. It's, social media can be a bit of a daunting mess and a bit of a, right, how do I do it? What do I do? What platform? All this type of stuff, right? But first thing, before I kick in, number one, from what I see, you have got to fucking decide what you actually want social media to do, because you've got the choice of being a social media presence to win work and actually build the business, or you've got a social media presence to be a hero to other tradesmen and get wanked off by saying how nice your work is, but it's not actually generating you fucking money. So you've got to make that decision, because I see a lot of people, social media, they're using it purely as an ego stroke tool to get other tradesmen to be like, oh, that's amazing, I love how you've done that. Or, posting banter or posting someone with their balls out on a fucking dumper, or smashing how many Gregs they can get down their fucking gannet, or the latest tool they've bought, which the client doesn't really give a fuck about that. Which, either or is cool. If you want to grow a page and you want to grow a social media presence because it tickles your balls and you feel good about it because you've got other tradesmen saying how good you are, then great, you fucking crack on. But for the business owner listening to this, who wants to get more revenue, get more clients, and actually using it as a tool and a business asset, it's a very different approach. So obviously, anyone could be a clown. I'll leave that to everyone else. But the key thing is, look, I know people with zero social media following. They've grown massive companies. I have never used social media to get actual work back in the day. It wasn't really a thing. Commercial clients, they're not on Instagram pissing around, they're not there. LinkedIn, bit different, but equally, I know people with hundreds of thousands of followers and they're not actually getting any more work than the next guy. So perceptions are everything on social media. People can look at social media accounts and go, oh, they're smashing it, they're killing it. But what does it really fucking matter? I would rather have an account with 100 followers that's 100 paying clients than hundreds of thousands of people that doesn't actually generate you any money. Let's get it nice and clear on that. The number is just a top line number, no different to revenue, turnover. Anyone can turn over a lot of money, but if you're not making any fucking net profit at the bottom, it's redundant, it's pointless, a waste of time, it's just an ego stroke. So for the people listening that want to use social media as an asset vehicle and a class and something that's actually going to generate you money, here's what to do. First and foremost, residential or commercial work, whatever market you're in. If you're in commercial, you use LinkedIn. You've got professional people on there, people in their jobs who are facilities managers, are project managers, quantity surveyors. They're on LinkedIn. They're not on Instagram pissing around. They are on there, but you're going to find it harder to find them. You're going to be able to put your message clearer on a LinkedIn type platform, it's professional platform. That's it, commercial, end of. Residential, most people are on Instagram. You think about it, people are on their phones all day scrolling, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. So your customers are on the internet, they are on social media. So then it becomes about, well, how do you actually get visible to those clients? And look, first and foremost, I want to start off with, look, most people Google stuff. So if people want help with something, or they want a job doing, they are going to Google it. So YouTube is the governor of all social media. YouTube is owned by Google. YouTube is a search platform. It's a social media, but it's actually a search platform. People go to YouTube to search specific stuff. So if you are doing an extension, you're a general building company, you're a specialist carpentry company, whatever it is you do, people are going to Google for that first, and YouTube is always going to rank highest first. Now, here's the crack. 99% of people will not do video content on what they do, their company, their product, they're offering, because they're shit scared of getting in front of the camera, which you can either be like that as well, or you can use it to your advantage and dominate your area. So let's say you do extensions and you're in a particular area, you're in Cambridge. If people Google extension, rear extension in Cambridge, you want to be the guys that come up first. Now, if you're on YouTube, you're going to come up first. You're going to come up the highest ranking. Simple as that, because like I say, Google owns YouTube. They are combined. They are the same thing. So if you've got video content around that, Now, what you'll find is that when you Google that term, so you want to just put in whatever you do and then your area, so electrician, Cambridge, tilers, Cambridge, air conditioning, Cambridge, whatever, that's the 2 search terms you want to put into Google. You'll then see as you type, all the other stuff comes up that people are searching for. And then it'll be, as you scroll down the page as well, it'll be like, people also search for this. And then you make videos on that. That is your subject. That's where you start. You make videos on each one of those, and that's that. So you start posting them to YouTube. It is the governor. You then want to also do a video on all of the common questions that your clients ask. So whatever maybe it's their objections that they have to you doing the work that you always come up against. Maybe it's their FAQs that they constantly ask, like when you do an extension, like, how long does it take? What's the process? How do you do it? How do you get the digger in the back garden? You know, I'm just thinking of a whole manner of things. All the frequently asked stuff that you get is the questions that other clients have got. So if you dominate that on a YouTube sense first, that is the governor, and then you can cut that up and use that on Instagram and Facebook or whatever other platforms you're going to be using as well. But never lose sight of that YouTube is the governor of it. It is the daddy, it's the Mac daddy of all social media platforms. It's simple to do, which means it's simple to not do as well. And I want to kick off with, look, going on front of camera is not natural to everyone. You know, no one is a natural at making videos and going, right, I'm going to put my face out there and put my name to a brand. But people buy from people. If they see you as the owner of a business and you're someone who wants to grow a decent business, you want to be around for a long time, not a short time, and you're setting the foundations up, it literally is going to take you maximum an hour per video, and you've only got to do it once, and it's evergreen. It sits there forever, gaining views, and it's always going to show up on social. So you just got to do the work. You've just got to put yourself out there and get over yourself. You know, if you're worried about what you're going to look like on camera, you've really got a question to go, well, who are you worried about seeing you? Because that's really what it is. You're just worried about someone and what they're going to think of you. You're just worried that someone's going to think you look like a dick, you look like a prat. But I would look like a prat to someone, but you've got videos out there, you've got inquiries coming in, more than you can handle, which is what you want for a business. You want more inquiries coming in that you can actually handle. You're never going to have a problem in business. Marketing is the gateway to everything getting in. You know, that very first line of attack is the marketing to get leads and inquiries in, then you're pricing the work, then you're delivering it. So the best marketers are always going to be the ones that survive in business. They're always going to be the ones that are there. The people that don't market are the ones that are going to get disappeared, bitten on the arse, not get enough work. They don't get enough work, you haven't got enough cash coming in, they go bankrupt, they go bust, and you never see them again. The best marketers are the ones that are going to win, especially in this day and age. You know, the next generation, they've grown up with it. You know, a lot of the generations now, the 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, the 60-year-olds, they're still working purely on word of mouth, whereas the 30, 20-year-olds, the next generation, they're all consumed, they're all used to buying via online, by watching videos, by listening to podcasts, by Instagram, Facebook, you know, whatever social media platform might come out next. They've been brought up with it from a kid, so that they're fully invested into buying and making decisions on who they're going to use to do stuff via purely online. So you've got to use that to your advantage and be aware of that it's there. That is reality. It's not going to fucking change either. It's not going backwards. It's never going to go backwards. So that reality is the case. So if you do that once, you know, you're planting seeds, and that's the way you want to look at it. You know, if you're doing 10 videos on YouTube that's set up all around your business, you are planting the seeds, you leave them there. And look, I still have it now. Post a video, sometimes you only get 80 views, 100 views. Who gives a fuck? It's there for fucking ever to see. So when people find it, they've then found you, it's there. You are visible, you are findable. So don't look at it and go, oh, no one's viewing it. It doesn't matter. Just fucking get it up and build a solid business for what you want, where you want it to be. Because trust me, when you've got enough inquiries coming in, everything else is solvable. Every other problem in the business is solvable because you've got enough work coming in, you've got enough money coming in the till. It's all downstream from there. So that is the governor. But let's not lose sight of the fact that 90% of this industry is still referral, is still word of mouth. And the issue is, if you're not getting enough referral, repeat custom, or, you know, customers saying really good things about you, you do a job and that leads to another job. If you're not getting that, there is something wrong with what you're doing. Your delivery's got an issue, or there's an issue with you as a person, a communicator, you're not doing a good enough job, because this game is relationships. People buy from people, and if you're doing an extension of someone's house, they've got friends who want someone, or they know someone who wants someone, your name gets dropped in. If your name's not being said, you have got bigger, more fundamental issues, and no social media is going to help you and solve that. Work always leads to work. Every industry is like that as well. That is still going to be a massive part of it. Social media is not the be all and end all, a savior of like solving those types of problems. If you've got problems of that, you need to work on that first. You need to up your delivery, you need to up your communication skills, you need to up your management skills maybe, and your knowledge skills, and be a better person at running the business first. And if social media is a layer on top of that. It's exactly that. It's a layer on top. It's not going to solve poor delivery, poor organisation, and just shit management. It won't solve that. Okay. So with that being said, once you've got that bit locked in, and you can dominate your area. Look, think about whatever trade you're in, whatever industry you're in, whatever niche or offering that you do. Think about it. How many in your area are actually going to jump on YouTube and dominate? None of them, because most people, they don't understand it. They're not listening to this. They don't understand the power of it, the potential of it, and they haven't got the balls to do it either. And look, big part of being an entrepreneur, being a businessman, is having the balls and actually making the moves to do stuff that's a bit different to everyone else and getting ahead. It's being ahead of time. If you wait for everyone else to prove it and everyone else to do it, and then you jump on the back of it, it's too late. Once everyone else is doing it, it's too late. So being in there and being in the field and making the moves now for exactly what I've said before in a previous episode, the 3 businesses you're running, you want to be making the moves now for the business that you want to be. And getting a marketing system in place, having a really good lead flow coming in takes time, but once it's built up, once it's running, it's a running tap and you can turn it on, you can build a team, and it's a process. You've got a marketing system in place, you've got a delivery system in place, you've got a financial system in place, and it's all just going full circle. So you're looking at, you are doing the work now to get you to where you want the business to be. And look, regardless of whether you want to be a bigger business than what you are now or a huge business, you're always going to need leads. You're always going to need work and inquiries coming into you. So the more you've got, the more choices you've got, you can then make better decisions, because then you can actually up your prices. If you've got 50 leads a week coming in, you only need to do 5 jobs. You control the market. You can put your prices up. You can control it. You're in a much stronger position. Whereas when you need 5 leads a week and you only get 3, you're fucked. You're always on the back foot. So think about the longer game. Have a longer vision for where you want to get to. And also think about it that it's an asset to the business. If you've got loads of videos on YouTube around all the different topics about what you're doing, that is an asset to the business. It's worth money. If one day you then sell that business, you've got a genuine asset there that's producing a flow of leads and inquiries. Doesn't matter whether you've left the business or not, that has got a value to it. So look at it in that way as well. And I don't think people appreciate that as a tangible asset. People get fixed on the traditional bricks and mortar assets and stuff that you own in the business, but a marketing system and having a social brand and exactly that, having a brand is an asset as well. So don't lose sight of that as well. Now, once you've done that, then you can look at your Instagram. Your Instagram needs to be built around your clients. It needs to be built around your clients. So again, the questions they're asking, the stuff that they won't know, the ways that you are particularly doing an element of work. I'll give you an example. There's always someone who's going to cut corners, right? So whatever trade you're in, there's a cheap way of doing it, and then there's the proper way of doing it. Now, most of you listening to this, you're going to be the guys who do it properly. You do the job thoroughly. That's not going to crack in 6 months. It's not going to fall down in 6 months. You do the jobs properly because you're experts in what you do in terms of delivery. You do it in the right way. It maybe takes a little bit longer. Maybe it costs a little bit more money to do, but you do it in the fucking right way. Your client does not know or get or understand why you might be more expensive versus someone else, because they got Bob the Builder versus the fucking expert, you doing the jobs right. You might do more preparation. You might do additional steps, whole manner of things. Your client does not understand that. So if you're doing content on that and you're educating your clients on that, Then they understand, they know you, they like you, they trust you, and then they buy from you. That is always the key thing in marketing, is know, like, and trust. So the more you're putting yourself out there, the more you're putting your face to your brand, your name, and you're explaining stuff. You're not trying to be clever. You're not trying to make shit up. You're just talking through stuff that you know. It's second nature to you, but it's not second nature to your client. So all of your content should literally be exactly that. All the questions that your clients have got, all the stuff that they might not know and you're educating them, and then all the stuff that you're up to day to day and how you do stuff and what it is. You don't need to sit there and think about endless loads of content. You can literally go to Google, search what you do. That will give you 10 topics, 10 videos, 10 titles, 10 ideas of stuff to do content on. Then there's got to be at least 10 frequently asked questions from your clients and stuff that you do. Repeat, always keeps coming up. And then there's got to be 10 things at least that you can list off that why you do stuff in a particular way and what you're up to and current jobs that you're on. That's 30 topics there easily. You do that for 1 month. Then the next month you do the same thing again, and you repeat yourself. You'll hear me say the same things a lot over the time because people need reminding. They need something. Social media is like a brick in the canyon. You are literally putting one brick in at a time. And it feels like you're not getting anywhere when no one's liking it, no one's commenting on it, but the buyers are watching, and that's what you want. And you've got to think about your social media presence is your CV to the world. And I always check everyone out. I'm sure you do, and you're going to make a decision on buying something or investing in something. You're going to check them out. Are they a legitimate, real company? Your social media is the CV to the world. So I would have that social media feed plugged into your website so people can see what you're up to. They can see your current, what's going on, and learn a bit more about you, your company, and all that type of stuff. So it's your CV to the world. Never lose sight of that. And this is what I mean when I started this podcast. If you're putting out videos of lads swearing, fucking about, stuff that is not relevant to your client, it's not going to come across well. It is not going to come across in the right way, and it's not going to convert you into someone into a client. So be mindful all the time when you're about to post something, you're thinking about posting something. Is it for the client's benefit or is it for your benefit? And really, you want it always for the client's benefit. Social media platforms are there to nurture, win, and get cash in the fucking till. That's it. That's all it fucking is. It is not about likes from the wrong people, being a little mini celebrity in your world that's not actually going to generate you work and business. And that's where people get fucking consumed with social media, endlessly posting and trying to beat someone else who does the same work, and compete and be, we're better than you, or we're better than them. It does not fucking matter. All that matters is, does what you post generate work and inquiries? That's what you want it for. You want inquiries from it. So think with that in mind. And look, it's a long game. It's a long game. It's not, you don't just do one post. I see this a lot as well. People put one post out of a shitty picture and say, for any work, give us a shout. No one gets back to you and you go, it doesn't work. You cannot base something not working on doing it once. It's a long game. Exactly what I said as well. Everything's a long game. You've got to do it and commit to it, commit to the actions and go, this is part of the business, it's part of the marketing system. Because what you will find is that inquiries that come through your website or people that have recommended you, they are going to check you out anyway. So although they might not directly come from Instagram, YouTube or Facebook, whatever socials you're on, they are likely going to second check you by just quickly checking the socials. So someone might recommend you, they've never heard of you before, they go online, they Google you, they see your website looks good, they see you've got YouTube videos, they see you've got an Instagram page, they can see what work you're up to, and then they watch some stuff where you're educating them on why you do things, how you do things, and the reason that you do stuff in a particular way. You have then gone from being like a number 2 on the scale of who should that customer choose to work with to a number 7 or an 8, and that person's a lot warmer lead. They're likely to go with you regardless of price because they've seen the value and you've got the brand around you. People buy from brands. It's not all about price. It is not. Fucking hell. It is not all about price. People pay for the right people to do the work. And really what you're always trying to convey with socials is that you are the specialist in what you do. And who gets paid the most money? It's always a specialist. You know, a GP, a doctor is going to be on 100 grand a year, but a brain surgeon, when you've got a massive problem, is on 300, 400, 500 grand a year because they're specialists at what they do. Same in construction, same in trades. If you've got the name, you've got the brand, you've got the financial backing, you've got the reputation that you are the guys, you are the dons, and you're everywhere. You know, you're very visible in the marketplace. You've got great content. You've got the right content. It's got to be right. You know, it's got to be based around your customers, like I say. You can then charge higher prices, and you've got more of a business that you can rely on, and you're not waiting for the next inquiry to come in next week and panicking, going, "Oh, the inquiries are slow. That is a controllable. You know, inquiries are always there. The work is everywhere. Work is being done absolutely everywhere. So it's just about you as a business owner getting your fair share of the marketplace as those inquiries coming to you first, so that you've got first shout on it, and you want to dominate. You want to dominate your fucking market. You don't want to be in business and be a steady Eddie and be an average person. If you want to dominate and have all the options in the world, you've got to go with this. You've got to move with it. Social media is here to stay. You know, it's never going to go anywhere. It's only going to get more and more like it. Like I say, the generations above, they're all buying from socials. So the main thing for you guys is think about what you're using socials for. If you're using it as a tool, use it as exactly that. Use it as a fucking tool. Don't use it for friends, for fucking family. And look, just on this, it drives me mental. Some of the stuff that I've seen is pages with company names, and they're slagging someone else off. They're moaning about something in the news, the current weather, or an argument they've had with someone, or a Barney. They're moaning about a customer on a company branded social media page. What the fuck are you doing? Or they're posting up pictures of their missus with their tits out. And like, what are you doing? I mean, by all means, I'm happy to see your missus with her tits out, but what, your client doesn't want to fucking see that. Wake up. You've got to fucking put, you know, people are watching fucking everything. So you've got to put out the right content that's actually going to generate customers and nurture customers. It's not about your social life. It's not about what you get up to, you know, it's not all about any of that. It's about using it as a tool to fucking get work. Can't stress that enough. That's all it is. So, hope that's useful. That's my take on social media. You'll notice that all of the stuff that I post is all around construction, trades, the business. I say it exactly how it is. You know, there is not really any stuff. You will not see me putting up that I'm watching EastEnders, because I fucking don't anyway. But you will not see me putting up shit that's not relevant to you guys and what I'm trying to do with creating a network of people, of construction business owners. It's a construction business page. I show the odd stuff that I get up to that's relevant in terms of discipline, doing the shit, doing the work, all centered back to that one focus of you guys and actually building a network, you know? So use the tool that you've got in front of you, because look, lastly, I just want to finish off. Social media is free. It's fucking free. Like, it's a joke. It is a joke, because 20 years ago, you would have to pay a lot of money to advertise absolutely everywhere, probably not get any return. It is free. It's a free tool to use. It's incredibly valuable. You just got to use it to your advantage. You just got to put a little bit of time in, a little bit of effort into it, and understand that you're planting those seeds and growing a network and growing a CV of work. And it's just going to pay you as you develop it and you grow it. You just got to do the work. So that's it for this episode. I will see you on the next one.